It's a Monday, a beautiful one at that. It's a bit chilly, but we're bringing all the chilliness and all the flavors and everything hot right here on the Hangout. And it is Uzinhle Ngeza. And I've got my G in the building and he's going to introduce himself. Take it away.
It's the black and white Monday. If you can look at us, we're literally rocking black and white. That's how we got you this week, Baba. But we're leaving the Heritage Month. It's the last day, last show, like a September later. But if it's your first time watching the show, welcome to it, man. It's another exciting show. I'm going to be in your screen from 3:30 until 4:30, making sure that we keep you warm. If you're in the Nelson Mandela Bay, I don't understand why you say good chili, good. You were the one who's complaining. I think it's windy. It's literally August, Wednesday, the last day of September. That's basically what is happening.
It's a windy city.
There's also that. Cindy, what's happening in the show today?
So what's happening on the show today? Basically, we're going to start off with, so now that September is coming to a closing, what are your highlights that you have had this month? It could be you celebrating your Heritage Day. It could be you celebrating a birthday on this month, spring. And also today on the show, you can expect doctors, musicians, sports reporters, and everybody that is going to make sure that you guys know and also are motivated. So please stay tuned because we're starting off with the first segment.
But Fetu, welcome back. If you love piercing and itatu, Fetu, we have you, we've got you. If you're in the Nelson Mandela Bay, call him to Dr. Warazi and his screen E details that's on the screen now. But okay, you can hit him up and then be plugged. So let's take it go.
Let's take it go. Well, everybody, please help us welcome the doctor in the building. She goes by Dr. Bulelwa Masoka, and Kenake, she's basically going to tell us exactly which field is she into the doctor sector or also health sector. Let us welcome her onto the Hangout. Hello, Sissy, how are you?
Hi, Zinhle. Good, thank you. How are you?
We're good. Welcome to the Hangout. Thank you for taking your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very lovely to be here.
Lovely. Can you please tell our viewers at home as to who you are and exactly what did you study and also what are you specializing onto?
Okay. Dr. Bulelwa Masoka, born and bred in Butterworth, reside here in Kabeja. I'm a pediatric oncologist, but it has been a very long journey for me to get here. So I studied basic medicine, your MPhD, the junior degree. And if you think about when I wanted to be a doctor, actually, I was 11. I was in standard 4, which is now called grade 6. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. What I knew is I was very smart. So I remember this one time, the teacher was asking you what you want to be, and our teacher was like asking us one by one. And before she could get to me, I had no idea what I wanted. And one of the girls, I think like in a row ahead of me, she was like, it was a girl I liked so much. I mean, she had everything. She had the looks, she had the brains. I actually admired her. So she was like, I want to be a doctor. And I was like, okay, that's me right there. That's exactly what I want to do. And and I think from there, in that day, it's actually when you from that moment, I decided I wanted to be a doctor. And then I realized the love I had for being a doctor, for help. Of course, we always say if you want to help the needy, you want to help the sick. Yeah, so I did that, and I did the MPhD as a junior doctor. So I've completed the degree in 2004, and I came out as an intern. At the time, I had no idea I was going to be a pediatrician. I wanted to, if I ever specialized, I wanted to be a physician, which is a specialist that specializes in adult medicine. After I did my internship at Frere Hospital, I did what we call community service at Tafalo Fefe Hospital. It's a district hospital that's about 50 kilometers away from Butterworth. While I was there, we had junior doctors. So we would get help from the specialists from Frey and Cecilia Makiwane. And there was this guy, Prof. Jerry Boone, who was a pediatrician at Makiwane, who would come once a month for what we call PSS delivery. And actually, it was at that moment that I realized, actually, I like pediatrics. It was by default. I became a pediatrician. And besides, none of my colleagues wanted to see the kids. So by default, I was left with that ward. So from there, I went to Queenstown Frontier Hospital. It's a regional hospital in Queenstown, Frontier Hospital. I did pediatrics there. You know, when you're working in a district hospital where you see everything and you think you like peds, it's actually better to go and work in an environment where we'll just be seeing peds and literally realize if you do like peds. So I went there. And from there, then I wanted to come to a bigger city and do pediatrics. And that's when I ended up in PE.
Lovely.
Yeah, so yeah, in Port Elizabeth, I became a medical officer. Then I specialized in pediatrics. The 1 year of specialization I completed in Edward Cross in Cape Town in 2007. And when I came back from Cape Town, I thought I was done with studying ever. I would never study. I was like, I'm a pediatrician. I've done enough for my village. That's it. And I thought if I would ever to specialize, to super specialize in pediatrics, it would probably be nephrology, which is a pediatrician that is specialized with kidney disease of the kids. Then I came back, but it was the logistics of going back to Cape Town and study nephrology for 2 more years were being a bit hectic on me because I've got my kid. I had to live in the boarding school when I was there. And it was actually by default that I ended up in oncology, which while in oncology, I got to love so much. So that's what I do now. I basically work with kids with cancer.
Lovely. And also for me, what I want to know is when you are going to the medical school, what are the challenges that you have faced, especially coming from a small town? Because Mnana was Ngabakai. So I understand the background very well. What were those challenges in terms of adapting so that the next kid who is following the same journey as you can look up to or try and avoid and find solutions into those?
Yeah. Having grown up in Butterworth, in the townships. First of all, when I left for varsity, that was the first time ever I'd left the province. Well, I'd gone to Durban for an interview, or rather, for an aptitude test when I applied for medicine. So I left the city, Butterworth, to go to the city for the first time when I went to Pretoria, Medunsa. And now imagine this is a rural girl coming to the city life for the first time ever. You can imagine the challenges. For me, the challenge was not more the city life, but you get to, since I'd gone to school from my sub-8 to matric, I'd always gone to black-only schools. My teachers were always Xhosa-speaking teachers, and suddenly you come to a vascular flip. We've got all colors here. And by the way, the medium of instruction is English to begin with. To go on point, there's that. And obviously the financial challenges. The financial challenges. I was raised by a single mom, by a widow, who by the time I matriculated, she was a factory worker. By the time I matriculated, she had been retrenched. She was not. So I always had this reminder in me that, okay, one, I have 2 siblings behind me. That I needed to do them best. So I'm here to read my books and nothing else because I know the very last cent my mom has sacrificed for me. I always wanted to do the best for me, for my family, for my mother, for my entire village. So I was like, all that the city life can do to you as a distraction, I was like, no, they aren't talking to me. I'm not going to be part of this. I'm just here to read my books. And that's exactly what I did.
Can I just stop you there, because I feel like I just want to pay the bills and then we come back with more because we still have you here, because I feel like guys, when I supposed to so we're supposed to be a storyteller because
come on! I don't know if I should take that as a compliment.
I get you, but we're just going to go to the end break. When we're coming back, we're going to come back with more because there's a lot to talk about here. Just stay tuned, we're coming back after this. But welcome back to Channel 260, Channel of Choice. Basically, the question of the day, namhlanje kuyabuzwa ukubana uSeptember wakho bephethe njani? What was your September and bekwenzeka ntoni kahle kahle? Did you achieve something? Bugowa ngoSeptember kuningi cha. But ke sisahlele nogqirha apha. Kuthiwa I think I enjoy ubize gqirha.
Yeah.
There's doctoring and doesn't. Siswam, welcome back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Siswam, you mentioned something before we go to the end break there. You said you had financial problems back at home. And also, there was that destruction in the city, whereas we see now girls, they try to maintain Upper Basuka Corner, Kemali is this one is doing. How did you know about that by your own?
Like I said, I think it was more the focus for me. I knew I couldn't have it any other way around. I couldn't have it wrong because, like I said, I had my mom, I had my entire family that was like really would be dependent on me while I was there. Fortunately, I got financial assistance at varsity from my from my second year. That really helped a lot, and that made a huge difference. Yeah, it was just that.
And then also want to ask you something. Be in a space that was well dominant by male, and then you come in this like Nomazana's rural areas, and then you find yourself in Losisi Namhlanje. What were the challenges you were facing along the road?
And up to this day, actually, just along the road, yeah. I think we're in a space where we have to, well, we know that you have to admit that women are not really dominating, but they're actually infiltrating the space. They are there. You've got to know your story. We know sometimes you just have to work twice as hard to be half recognized as a woman, whereas your male colleagues don't have to do that. So you've got to know your space, you've got to know your ground, and you've got to do right all the time. Just be sure that you do you.
Lovely. Now, what I want to know, I want to come to the now and also the part that you're playing currently, which is you're part of Okanye, you're dealing with the childhood cancer and also blood cancer in children. So let us talk about that, and also can you try and educate abantu babukele Kaya about what is it exactly?
Okay. And I love a space like this because, as you can see on my shirt, it says "Go for Gold for Childhood Cancer." It's more the awareness, just for people to know that children do get cancer as well. Because more often than not, you talk about childhood cancer and people are like shocked. What do you mean by cancer? Cancer is supposed to be for abantu badala. Yes. Kids don't have cancer. Kids do. They do get cancer. Cancer in children in general is rare, but it is definitely there. And unlike adult cancers, adult cancers, we've grown, our organs have grown and matured. So you get cancer in mature organs, which is why you, as elderly people, get cancer of the breast, cancer of the prostate. And those are your slow-growing cancers. They slowly growing, and which is why you can actually have the test to check. For example, we say for ladies, you do have your pap smear, and for guys, your bloods for your PSAs. With childhood cancers, these are cancers that develop in rapidly growing organs, which is why, for example, as kids, as they grow in these rapidly growing organs, like your bone marrow, as the kids grow in length, in height, the bones grow, and of course the bone marrow expands. That's why you have leukemia as the commonest cancer in childhood, which is also known as the blood cancer. And obviously the brain, as the head size grows and the brain is growing in size quite rapidly, then you get your brain tumors, which are very common in children. We get your lymphomas, which are cancers that come from the immune system, which will be infiltrated in your lymph nodes, your liver, your spleen. We get kidney tumors, because, like I said, any organ that is rapidly growing as the children grow. So because these cancers of rapidly growing organs, they occur quite rapidly as well. So which is why it's very possible for a child who would have been perfectly well the previous week, they would have gone to school on a Friday and come to me on Monday complaining of a severe headache. And when you scan them on that Monday, they actually have a brain tumor. And the parents often wonder, like, when did this happen? Because this child was well. That is the thing about childhood cancers, they grow so fast. Yeah.
And also for me, what I want to know is that according to the research that I've done, because I was doing a whole lot of research since September is cancer related. So I wanted to know exactly the symptoms that the young ones show, because there's a part whereby I saw that puking is one of them. They puke a lot. That's also a sign. Or maybe I can be wrong. Yes. Or maybe I can be wrong. So can you please tell us the symptoms so that abazali ekaya can also take note as to this part of the body is growing ngendlela engafanelekanga?
Yeah. I think we'd probably refer to them more as as more like the danger signs or the early warning signs. Because really the symptoms, it will really depend on a specific type of cancer. But the early warning signs for kids, we've got a mnemonic saying Siluan, where we say if the child has any of the following symptoms, you need to seek help. And one of them is like the fever. If you look at your commonest cancers like your leukemia, we're talking about a fever that is not resolving, a fever that is prolonged, fever for more than 2 or 3 weeks. That does not respond to paracetamol. They say Panado is the cheapest choice. If a child is hot to temperature, I give them Panado. But of course, if that temperature is caused by cancer, it will just not respond. It's just fever that's there. Weakness, fatigue. Kids are quite active. They run around. So you get a kid who comes back from school and they want to lie down. They want to do nothing but lie down. That is not typical of children. Yeah, so they've got the fatigue or the easy bruising or easy bleeding, like brushing your gum, brushing your teeth, gum bleeds, or spontaneous nose bleeds. And like we say, you always say if it's persistent. So what we also don't want parents to panic is if one day you see a child brushing their teeth and there's a little bit of blood in the toothbrush, like you think this is cancer. That's why we also, if these are persistent symptoms then, and by persistent we mean at least 2 weeks going on, then there are eye signs. A child who develops eyes in the eye, you see, a child who develops a squint all of a sudden, or a child who has a white. If you look at your pupil, the pupil is nice and black. If you look at my 2 eyes, you see black on both sides. But now with cancer of the eye, like a retinoblastoma, they get a white patch instead of black. You see white. Or a child's eye that is actually looks like it's being pushed forward. It's like there's something from behind that is pushing the eye forward. So it's the bulging eye. Then parents need to worry about that. And obviously lumps. Lumps, be they in the neck. And by lumps, they're very common to have enlarged lymph nodes if they've got infections. But you're talking about like big lumps. Yeah, lumps in the neck. They can be in the armpits. They can be in the groin. Of course, pain in the bones. So it could be a child who could walk, for example, 4-year-old, and suddenly they're limping, they've got bone pains, they don't want to walk, and specifically back pain. A child should never, ever have a back pain. I can have a back pain at my age, but not kids. So if a child wakes up with a back pain, or a child who has a pain that wakes them up at night, they go to bed, they're fine, and they wake up in the middle of the night with pain. Of course, then for your brain tumors, then you look at the persistent headaches, and especially a headache that is relieved by early morning vomiting. They've got a headache when they get up in the morning, they vomit, and that vomit actually relieves the headache. So they have this persistent headache. They're changing in behavior, which could be how they walk. They've got a staggering gait where they could walk normally. Now they've got this staggering gait, or they've got dizziness and seizures.
Before we close off, I just want to know what information can you give to the parents, especially when it comes to treatment? Yeah.
Childhood cancers have a good prognosis, meaning they are mostly curable. But you just need to seek help early. The earlier we diagnose and the earlier we start the treatment, the better the prognosis.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
You're not supposed to be there. But guys, Sister Mvila, before I let you go, where can people get you if they want to get more
information?
Okay. Actually, if they want to get more information about cancer in general, there's CHOC, the Childhood Cancer Organization. They've got a website there. So anything that is cancer related, you can just always go. And in the CHOC website, there will be the number, the 08 number that parents can always contact. Otherwise, I work at Pre-E Provincial Hospital.
Okay.
Okay, guys, Nivile apa Kompo Makapa TV. Siswam siyabulela kakhulu ngexesha lakho, and also being here and schooling us. Say, sometime ngombe so thetha and I feel like to thetha China, but hey, depending like bamenda when because Siswam guys, don't change the channel, man. Don't forget to interact with us on our social media. On Facebook, it's Makapa TV, and then on WhatsApp, simply what's WhatsApp?
On WhatsApp, it is 0836900530. Yeah.
Nivile, but we're gonna go to the ad break. When we come back, we'll come back for more. Stay tuned. We're coming back after this.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hangout. We just came back from an ad break, but ngoku sibuyile kwizitrini zenu, and we definitely bring you fire right here onto the Hangout. But before I get into the next guest, what I want to do is to give a shout out to Kasi Deliveries, and you guys can also contact them if ever nifuna ufumana izinto zenu at the convenience of your home. So please check their details on the screen right now, so that nawe ukwazi uba ufumana izinto zakho uhleli kokwenu. Right, ke? Masingena mcimbini esingawo namhlanje. Well, today on the Grey Couch, I am sitting with a hard-working man and also a very ambitious and also dedicated somebody who is a very very Our very own. That's what I wanted. Our very own Mr. Lingelethu Gcwabe. And Kenake is just going to tell us exactly about his journey as a sports reporter and also how he started. And also, indaba esingayo namhlanje, he is a nominee. He is a nominee for the best sports presenter of the year. So everyone, please help me welcome Linge onto the Hangout. Welcome.
Thank you, Zinhle. Ndiyabulela kakhulu for ixesha lakho.
Siyabulela nawe uba uzile kuthi. Just tell us uLinge ngubani and what does Linge do?
Wow. Linge ngubani, we would need 4 or 5 days in order to describe uLinge ngubani.
Yes.
But to cut it short, Zinhle, uLinge is a boy from Pedi, then to a PE, was born in Njoli. Now I'm based in Shaw Village. I'm into football. People, but that's true football. I played football. But as life goes, you start coaching, then you live with people, start understanding abantu. So Ulinge, that person into sports from primary school, rugby, athletics, choral music. So when in high school you playing the classes, I used to play netball as well. So I didn't know that God and ancestors that they would take me today to be a sports reporter. So that's Linge for you.
That's Linge. One thing that you forgot to mention was that uLinge ngumntu wabantu. One thing about him, ngumntu wabantu, he's very welcoming and also loving. But not about that. Let us talk about you getting the start journey of you being a sport reporter. Uqala njani and what challenges was experiencing through this journey?
Zinhle, on my side, I keep on saying that I went to the space of the media at a later stage. But when I was still playing and coaching, I was in other side. I was being questioned by the reporters or journalists. Maybe I'm playing good, or I'm a coach. I've won some such tournament. And then I fell in love with television when I was still playing. So now the transition from playing to sports reporting, it wasn't for me. It wasn't difficult for me. If you can check my Facebook, you will see me when I was young and thin. My videos were bad. But now, what is needed the most, people should do research. If you cannot do a sport without research, a quick example, we have got boxing, we have got rugby, we have got football. Those are sports that is dominant in South Africa, actually in the world. But when you are counting the points, in football, you're counting 1, you score 1, it's 2, 3. But after the end of the game, you go 2 points, it's 3 points. When you draw, it's 1-1. Cricket is different. You play 1, you play 2. It's all about mathematics. So therefore, if ever you understand that you need to do your research first before you present or you report or you question these people that you are dealing with in the sports field. So it's not about researching anything else.
Yeah, also ndifuna uyazi, coming from a Pedi, I'm sure says Lalini, it's way far from the city life. And coming to Ebai, how was that transition for you, especially coming from an area that is not aware of izinto ezifana media, izinto ezifana coaching, and then coming to Ebai and experiencing those opportunities? How was that transition for you?
You know, Miss Fudebai, obviously, but that way too. Yeah, from that side, that 99 was for okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then we were forced with my younger brother. Every holiday that Easter holiday, we go to Pedi. June holiday, to Pedi. September holiday, to Pedi. December. While we were growing up, I didn't understand that I want to play a big tournament. Like, I want to play a tournament under 18, I want to play a tournament under 17. But we were being forced to move. Then it taught me that whenever this says Lalin, I don't only represent Ulinge,
the city boy.
I represent Gcwabe, the family. Even if I am doing a good thing, it's all about my surname, not about my name. My name doesn't make nothing. Hence, you will find me Dizama by all means to say I'm Linge Gcwabe. You can forget the word Linge because the rural area will teach you to respect everyone. To a stranger, you see, because of so then coming to Tolopini, yeah, but and then but the morals, the grassroots, maintain that. And then I think you asked me, I didn't grow up with family wealth.
I didn't see Ubuntu based on imali. I saw Ubuntu based on the works that you are doing to the people. Hence, I think by now, you know, I donate a lot to schools, primary schools, girls and boys. I don't choose. So that love of donation, that's where it came from. Hence, I'm more in donating. Whatever I've got, I have to give back to the community because I was groomed by the community, and the people of Shaw Village will tell you that we were groomed by the society.
Lovely. And also, what I want to know is, in front of the camera, and then also sasazela about your feedback about the match, okanye speaking to the players on the stadium. What goes through your mind, and also how do you prepare yourself so that no linge olandelayo azoyazi, but this is how I prepare myself to be is a sports reporter that is going to be nominated in the near future?
I would say it's all about doing research. If, for example, I will cover, let's say, engine under 18s, under 19 boys or girls, I've done my research before. And lucky for me, most of the tournaments that are happening, especially football side, I was there as a player. I was there as a coach. So now I know when to ask a coach, how was the game? It's easy because I was there before. Unlike now, I've started a new thing. Hence, I'm saying to always do your research, do your research, and also be humble to the people so that we will need them for these interviews and try to show them your respect. Because if in order, maybe you can ask them. Most of them, I always greet them with a smile on my face because I know that's my work. And other thing I will tell the other upcoming reporters or sports presenters, don't only focus on one sporting code. You see, try to understand other sporting codes as well. And also, don't only go to the field when you are working.
Yeah.
When I go to the field, even if I'm not working.
No,
even was on, I think I was on leave. But the way that I was on the field, you think that I'm working. So it's all about passion, man, more than anything.
Well, passion yako has taken you to which is being nominated under a category for Sports Presenter of the Year. Let us talk about that moment when you got that email, when you were like, "I man, right land up, and also you're nominated amongst the big names from Apepai. What did that mean for you?
Oh, the day I've got a call. Like, this guy said, "I'm finalist." Sports person. I thought, for me to be honest, when I told my boss saying that I wanted to go grassroots in sport at MPK, grassroots sports, go to PTNC, go to Bedford, go to this Ali State, go to these small places whereby the coverage quite simple. So that's why I went to do that. And then when they called me, I said, I didn't understand that. I was asking for the kids to change their lives because if you can ask any person or into sports like on my age, the only thing now when we were playing, we play to be on TV, and also you play to be on the back pages of other newspapers, or you play for cinema goal. That's all.
Yeah, lovely. And also, Mr. Gwabe, ndifuna uyazi, how can we get to support you? Are there voting lines for us to support you? And also maybe sukuthumela flowers, money, because this is big.
The organizer said that no, my category it's they're not voting. It's only the panel that decides who should win the award. So sorry on that side.
So flowers ne chocolate. Well, thank you so much, Linge, for coming on to the Hangout. You're truly an inspiration to us as well, and we hope for the best news to come onto this nominee. But everybody at home, please stay tuned. We're definitely coming right after this.
But for you're still watching the Hangout, that's the name of the show. This is channel 260, channel of choice. If you just joined us, welcome to it, man. I don't understand why people but it's dusty streets of Gqeberha. Guys, I could dust. I'm kunjani?
Ndiyaphila kunjani kwethu?
Siyaphila mkhulu wami. Mabukele endlini mabukele, abanye bayakwazi babukele, abanye bakwazi. Unsika ngubani and wenza ntoni unsika?
So I am the national head of provinces at Project Youth South Africa.
Sure.
Also involved with many other organizations throughout the country. Youth at SIA, which is the South African Institute of International Affairs, and also some international work. But ke numjitola pepai. Khulela.
It sounds so nice, but ndiyava uba uyayibeka le nto yokuba wenza ntoni. But kanye kakanye ntoni niyenzayo nina, because you uphethe i-province, ne? What exactly you do for the province?
So with the provinces that I run, we are still setting up other provinces, and very excited to say Free State is coming along good, Gauteng is coming along good, but our only stable structure at the current moment that we've been running for a year, it's basically been my prototype, is my home province, obviously, Eastern Cape, and we run projects. So we've got different projects that are youth related. We're building youth, Pasisebenzanga youth. So we've done different stuff, like we've done a cleanup campaign earlier this year,
Shout out.
Ekhilulwazi. Now we're busy, obviously, with the Pair Drive initiative.
Now, to state on that, man, you said that you guys are trying to build youth. Literally, you're trying to unika foundation right for ingomso lethu. We know that you use as a Kabega. I'll talk about my city. Besides Legozinye, I know that a lot of youth are literally facing challenges, also peer pressure, because we saw that there's a picture that's trending on Facebook. Yomnana, apparently she went out with the friends the weekend, and she was seeing Uchwala. What are you, like, Mbuzo Wam was going there with, like, what are you guys exactly doing that can literally draw attention to you so that they can say, but I'm a Lendians on Siga, rights, that's Kopitualian.
Look, our main goal here, throughout the country in general, but within the city as well, it's to show the young people that there is obviously more to it than just, you know, doing indozosela and obtaining. Obviously, zinjoyable ezinye izinto, but you know, there's more to it than just that, which is why we set up these programs. Obviously, in PE, there's not enough programs, and I say this a lot. Joburg has so many more opportunities for young people and even high school students, you know, whereas we don't have that here. So that's what we're trying to do as PYSA, set up programs that can keep young people busy, keep young people occupied with, firstly, social stuff, because everyone wants to be social. You know, you want to be social, you want to interact with other young people, you want to have a fun time. But then secondly, we want to also have you focus on your careers.
Sure.
We have to be honest about it. If you're going to build a good career, you need to start early. You know, and this is the right place to start. There's so many young people who are not even, our CEO at PYSA, she doesn't even stay in the country, and she's doing well for herself, and she's at a very young age. Those are opportunities that many young people can have access to if they could just get the ball rolling quite early, and that's the opportunities we're here to provide.
I also want to state on something, man. How did you find yourself in this whole situation? Like, say, how did you find yourself that? Because I know there's a kid who's watching at home. I wouldn't be part of it. How did you find yourself here?
So I was lucky enough to get an invite from our then CEO, but he is our chairperson and founder, Bangele Tsotetsi. He had invited me to come sit on the executive. I'm a law student studying in Johannesburg. I was studying at Varsity College, Sandton campus. And, you know, he calls me, he says, Ziga, would you like to join this thing with us? We want to rebuild and all of that. They kind of hit a snag. And that's what we did. Luckily for me, I'm a very politically inclined person. So I have a lot of know-hows, if I could put it, within the political space, and that's how we met and interacted, and I was invited onto the team.
Shout out to you, man. Let's talk about the project you guys are literally you've been doing, and yes, but khona okalindo and then you tend to look, and then you like akusafana qala siya move forward. Let's talk about the challenges you were facing on that when you started and where you're going.
So look, one of the first things we ran into is that our social media was not that good. And you must be honest, if you're going to get the youth, you need social media. It's a big vehicle. And then also, we did not just want to be a talk show. We don't want to be posting stuff and just, you know, sibepa ngogwegama, and there's no actions. So we had to do a lot to get that out there. And what we first did, well, one of the first things I was a part of, we hosted a Twitter space. And we had quite the big names there, the likes of Comrade Carl Niehaus, and so on, other political leaders. And we wanted to show young people that these big guys that are up there, that have been up there with the big names, you can get them to come sit down with you. You can get them to invite young people into the room and take charge of the conversation, because we had a very young lady running that, she was our host there, and she was asking these deep questions, showing them that young people do have the intelligence. So the issues that we face is obviously to build first, and we had to do that. And I'm still struggling to build the other provinces. As I said, we are building the provinces one by one. And, you know, sometimes it seems like you guys are far, and then you guys hit a snag, and then we have to start all over. And also, Aipatali, civil society. Civil society does not pay. So it's very difficult to get someone who's doing a master's degree at UCT, and I want to ask them to be a provincial director, and then they say to me, but you're not going to pay me. You know, whereas I could be lecturing on the side, and I'd make money. So those are some of the issues we get, whereas the young people that could actually motivate more people to join, but yeah, with my level of qualification, the funimali, and you know, so those are the snags we do hit. But yeah, we find ways around it. Like our provincial director here in the Eastern Cape, Kongatoi, very much, he's really been pulling up his socks, doing the work, and you know, we see it in the work of this province, and this province is going very well. I'm very excited to say that.
Shout out to you, man. And also, like, you just mentioned something that you guys, I patal, and you sound so passionate when you talk about it. Shout out to you. It's literally love more than anything, what I just realized and I noticed to you. I also want to ask you something, man. Because with like 2 months, because I'm December. Yeah, it's like November. Any upcoming project that you guys are focusing on before you close off the year?
Today we just launched the Pad Drive in collaboration with Dear Future Me, which is run by a very good friend of mine, Asipile Makaka. So we are running that project trying to help 1,000 girls with sanitary pads.
Shout out.
Both in what initially it was supposed to just be for Kabecha, but Asipile convinced me yesterday we were on a call and she said we need to do it for also Joburg schools.
Sure.
So I've incorporated a couple of Joburg schools into the mix. And we are planning to help 1,000 girls, and if we can, we're going to go further and we're going to do way more than that. So that is our current project.
You see, Asipile lo? Can Asipile Anasisungama, we scala Eastern Cape because hey, I'm not Midwest Islands. Can't be doing that, man, taking it to Joburg, because Joburg is literally a province on its own that's already sorted.
Not necessarily.
No, I get what you guys are saying, but but anyway, guys, you guys are doing the great job. We love that also. Where can people get you on social media before we let you guys go?
So you can find Project Youth South Africa it's at Project Youth South Africa _EC, or our main account, Project Youth South Africa. You can find me at Nsika.Mzananda. And Twitter, we're also available on Twitter. I think it's also the same. The handles are all the same.
So thanks for your time. We really appreciate your time. Yes, hey, to be honest with you, and but you love this. Hey, you know, when you're passionate about something, it's not about the money. Like I always say to people that you can do something for free. If it's always a bonus.
No, look, I'd be completely lying to you if I'm saying we don't make like any money. Like so, like it's not like, but as but
anyway, guys, that's the channel 260. The name of the show, it's the Hangout, and in Naila coming and wonder what can you and this was Untika coming and tell us about what is he up to. Man, that was a great interview. I like that. But anyway, we're just gonna go to the ad break. When we come back, it has Corners particularly going to stay tuned. We're coming back after. Welcome back to Channel 260, Channel of Choice. Hey man, this is the Hangout, and this is the sad part because this is the last segment. But also, the last day of the month.
Yes, look back and feedbacks.
Okay, that's basically that. But okay, we're going to do it on a live TV, checking up on the month, how's the month, and man. And also, you have a squid for Nosi?
What?
Sis Knox.
Sis Knox, yes, a squeeze back for 6 Knox. Totally forgot about that. Well, everyone at home, if ever you want to get your faces beaten up to beauty and perfection, please contact Beauty by Knox. Her details are on the screen right about now. And Diana, she can accommodate whether weddings, graduations, farewells, and all things that needs you to be glammed up. So make sure that you guys contact her.
Just send the shop, makeup before get those cute things. Let's get into it, man. Apparently, in the whole South Africa, this was the big weekend. We all know that. And also, Bombela was hosting Springbok and Argentina, which is shout out to that, man. And also, We saw that the previous week, Beskiwe, and then when they went to Mombela, they make sure they got the cup. Shout out to Amapoko Poko. And yeah, what else you have?
They've been making us proud. They've been making us proud, yeah. And also, I'm not a soccer person. But I was looking through social media. Chiefs supporters are complaining about what is this other yellow one? Sundowns.
Sebo.
Yes, but winner by chance. Otherwise, it's not a fair play. What are your takes on that?
And, on my take of that, I saw to state on that, I also saw there was a picture that was trending. Apparently, they bet Imam Zulu, and then they said, you can bring us Man City, which is Man City is doing great in England, and then they bet Galaxy, I think it's Galaxy, and then they were like, no man, we're ready for Real Madrid, and then now they got beaten by Sundowns, and then they were saying now, please bring VAR. Like VAR, it's it's like where you have to check, because they say that the goal is Sundowns was offside. So that's basically that. Like one Mama course needs in the way to tie. Oh, guys, South Africa is nice because I do believe that if ever we need the best of and yeah, there's that, man. Because also shout out to Amakosi fans who went to watch the game because it was sold out, guys. It literally shows that the people, they literally want the game back, and because we used to have problems with, as you notice, Amabala, Awatwali, and people was also that. And also Chippa United was playing this weekend.
As well.
Yeah, they also, I think they won. I don't know. And there's something I don't want to talk about, man. Yeah, since we're talking about sport now, man. Okay, let's go to England. We know the big team. Guys, and this was Super Sunday. This is all the team I was playing.
United.
Guys, there's also that. Hey, guys. Guys, Paula, Paula is something else, man.
Well, no. What I want to know is, what are your highlights for this month besides soccer?
September. In September, just to one alone. We lost a colleague. Find out Chomia is not okay, is losing weight. Also had things that I achieved this month, which is I'm proud of, where I'm coming from and where I am. Yeah, man, September was just September. Yeah, well, just looking forward to the next month.
Yeah.
It's my birthday month.
I like
How was your month? Let's talk about that.
Well, for my month, I started off on a very flat note, and yeah, that's why I was not on screen for a couple of days.
Because they want to see you on TV.
Yeah, guys. But yeah, I managed to get back up and I boosted, and yeah, we're back on TV now. We're back on TV.
To say on that, where you started the month low and then you find yourself on top of it again. What's that one thing you can literally share with people that are back at home?
For me, what I noticed is that for you to start doing good, you need to be positive. Start by being positive, and also the positive energies follow you. Yeah, and yeah, man, I was like, there was a week whereby I was like, you know what? And I'm going to embrace being happy. And I was happy throughout that week, and I was just attracting all positive vibes and all positive achievements, and yeah, that's how I got myself back up.
Shout out to you, man. Guys, the value word of the day. It's about we always look at the positive corner, because if you look at positive, you attract the positive energy. That's that. But guys, you know where to get me on socials. Now on social media, it's Uluwando Jackson Jokwene. That's me on Facebook and also on TikTok. Hey, I see all my numbers on TikTok are going up.
Growing up, and can I post and get a post. But yeah, for me, social media, you can find me at _N. I know _N, and then on Facebook it is Zinhle Zamayama. And yeah, you can drop me a DM. Dingum Shem or very nice. Very nice.
Okay, you can literally drop a DM for Umsebens, not something else.
Yeah, for Umsebens.
If ever you want to be part of the show,
feature me.
You can literally DM her, or you can plug me and then talk to me, and then I will get you on TV, man. And also, thanks for watching the show. Today, it was Black and White Monday.
And jeans.
Yeah. We will see you on Wednesday, same time, same place. Thank you for choosing us every weekdays.
October.
Hi, birthday. Libra, babies, and Scorpions. We're rocking.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.